Let me start by saying that America is the greatest country, and it was a good move to leave Afghanistan and dump all the trash equipment there. We don't need that equipment. We can afford better equipment. We're not in debt. We have plenty of money. America has never been broke. We have money to pass around. The proof of that is the stimulus. There's no debt. Uh, those idiots, they can't do anything about it. They can't reach us. And there's a conspiracy, and there's people getting afraid of those Talibans getting all those weapons. They're used old weapons. We've been using them for 20 years. Yes, they did get a couple of new ones in there, new shipment, but they're useless. They're useless, and they can't reach us. Nobody has ever hurt America. If they do hurt it, it's just a little scratch. We're rich. They can't hurt America. Uh, it can be done. We're 50 states. They can't. Nobody's gonna use. China's not gonna attack us. China, we, China attacking us would be China killing themselves. These guys, China depends on us. We're their number one customer, and we're their lifeline. And the Taliban, all those guys with all those dirty guys haven't taken a bath, and they don't shave. They don't even. Those guys don't even. Those guys can even get razors to shave. And yeah, they can't do anything. It was a good move. We got away with it. We dumped tons of trash in that country. Have you ever heard of the acronym NIMBY? Not in my backyard. We don't want shit in our backyard. We don't want it in our backyard. So we dumped it in a poor country. We dumped we dumped all the trash in their country. All those old tanks, that old metal, we don't want it. It's trash. We'll afford new ones. We always do. We get better ones. We get better equipment. That was trash. We don't need the trash. That's why we just dumped it in that country. So they can handle it. We trained our military for free for 20 years in there. Also, we were looking for petroleum, and we got out just to come back and fight COVID. And even COVID can hurt us. COVID is actually making America richer. Any move, any time that America makes, America just becomes richer. America is a powerful and rich country, and nothing can bring it down. Who has hurt America? Nobody. Nobody's ever hurt America. America builds things better and stronger. We dumped a bunch of old tanks, a lot of trash, a lot of we don't need that here. Let's dump it over there. We got dollars. We got plenty of money. We got plenty of assets. That's old trash metal. We can't be wasting time bringing that. How are we gonna pack it all up and bring all that trash back? We dumped. It was a genius plan to leave all that trash. Dump that trash and give it to 8th century barbarists. 8th century. They don't know what to do with all those 20-year-old tanks that we used. Sure, we got a new shipment of new uniforms, and we made it seem like it was a loss. That's America. America makes things seem like we don't make mistakes. America doesn't make mistakes. America's a superpower. How is America gonna leave and say, "Oh, we forgot. Oh, we can't take"? No, it was a plan all along. We dumped all that trash, all those old tanks, that old armament. Sure, we threw in a drone or two to make it seem like, oh yeah, we lost, guys. Take it. We lost those things, and we want it back. But to us, all of that junk has no value. It's useless. It's old. You've seen a 20-year-old car. If you don't take care of it or you just use it, it's garbage. So what happened? We we dumped all that garbage in a poor country. We dumped a lot of trash in the trash. And that's the perfect spot. The desert, where those people won't complain. And we gotta make it seem like it was an error so the other countries don't blame us for shit. And we left all that equipment. Here's the kicker. We left all that equipment with chips, tracking devices, and listening devices. But it's useless. Those guys can't do anything. What are they gonna do? What is the Taliban gonna do? Or what are those little groups gonna do? They're clowns. They're no match to the States. The States has armed bases in the biggest countries. And those bigger countries, they can't make moves because we depend on each other. Or to say that in a better perspective, they depend on us because we're the richest country on earth, America. America always makes it better. We dumped a bunch of crap, and that's the story. We dumped a bunch of garbage in a poor country. So watch out. What's going to happen? What are they going to do? Who's ever hurt America? Who and when hurt America? COVID? COVID is not hurting America. It's not going to take us out. What about in the history of the United States, who's hurt America? Nobody. Nobody's hurt America. America's fine. America's super rich. And nothing's going to bring it down. If anything, anytime there's any craziness happening, America just makes more dollars, just creates more jobs. Biden just opened up a bunch of jobs. He kicked Trump out because Trump wasn't stimulating the economies. Trump was just being nice with everybody. And America's not about that. America's about ruckus and rocking things and making big moves. America makes big moves just like Afghan and leaving all that crap behind. $1 trillion moves. We could go to Afghanistan and dump a whole bunch of new equipment worth $5 trillion. And America just turns around and creates more jobs. That's what we do. We just became richer. We need to open our minds to what's really happening. America is just rich. It's not a waste, but again, we are wasteful. Biden is a high pollutant CEO, creating a lot of pollution, means big bucks. So that's what happened. We dumped all that garbage, all that junk. We junked. We made a donation of shit we don't use. We don't need it anymore. We don't need all that garbage. So it was genius that we dumped it. Trump was just having easy conversations with other dignitaries from other countries. So what happened was that he wasn't stimulating the economy right. So we kicked him out. We need somebody in there who's gonna come in and do big moves. And stir the water and stimulate the economy like what's happening. The economy has been stimulated, economiated. So that's what's happening. It was a genius move. Now we need what's going to happen? What are those guys going to do? Those are clowns. Those are just a few clowns. They can do anything. They can't hurt us. We're a superpower. We dumped all that garbage. So what's going to happen? A bio attack? It's not going to take us out. Nothing has ever taken America out. America's too strong, too rich, and in any opportunity, it just becomes richer, and then creates more jobs. Nobody can do that like America. That's why we're leading. That's why we're number one. And nothing can hurt America. A few Americans got trapped. So what? We can afford it. It's cheap. It costs nothing. 10 people got trapped. It doesn't matter. 20 people died. Who cares? We're super powerful. We can afford it. We can afford those lives. Boo-hoo. We can afford to lose millions of Americans. We'll just replenish them. We'll just allow more immigrants and replenish Americans. So when 10 people get trapped and died, or more people are trapped in Afghanistan, it doesn't matter. If we lose 1 million Americans at war, next month we replenish them with 2 million Americans. It's a melting pot. We get them from everywhere. We just allow them in. Boom. There's your 5 million Americans. That's why we keep everybody trying to come to America. Ha 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 ha. That's how this capitalist system works. America makes big fat moves all the time. Biden just created a whole bunch of new jobs by dumping all the trash in Afghanistan, dumping all that trash. Now we're going to create new tanks. We need to weld tanks. We need to fabricate metal, rubber, technology, all those computers inside the Humvees, all that machinery. We need to build more machines. We're going to build more machines, more helicopters, more airplanes. Big fat money is going to get moved around. Those are the moves that make America rich. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was a genius. For 20 years, we used that piss poor country as a training facility. We didn't have to spend anything to anybody. We don't want them to train here. We are using, in America, we're using the land for prime real estate because everybody wants to live in America and America is expensive to live. So what do? We start some shit 20 years ago in Afghanistan. And for 20 years, we trained our military and we learned a lot of new tactics And then at the end, we just dump our shit and leave. Leave all that garbage behind for all those 8th century crazy men. They can't hurt us. We just packed our shit and leave. There you go. There's your trash. We could go over there and spend another $5 trillion, $10 trillion. We could go there and spend another few $trillion. Doesn't matter. We can afford it. We're super rich. Nothing happened. Who's going to hurt us? Who's going to hurt? The future, your kids, they're not going to pay for any of this. We're going to make new moves. The economy is going to come down. And never happened. The American economy never coming down. The American economy is never coming down. When you think it's coming down, is because it's going to boost back up. That's what's happening. And people get shocked. They're like, 24 people died. There's Americans trapped in Afghanistan. We can afford it. We can afford Americans to be trapped in Afghanistan. We'll just replace them. We'll just write them off. America's cold business. Sadly, America's just cold business, but we can afford it. So, it is over. The war in Afghanistan is over. But what's happened? We came up. Biden just opened a bunch of jobs. Now we need those people to come back, make more metal, make more weapons from head to toe. We need to get all equipment. Then we need them to come back and do more technology. And make more money. We already have money. America's not in debt. We make it seem like we're in debt. Why do we make it seem that we're in debt? Because we don't want to go around bragging that we have money. When we brag, what happens when you walk down the street? If you were carrying, what if you go to the ghettos, or if you go hang out in the ghettos and you carry buckets of money? What in the evening? And there's gangs there. What do you think's gonna happen? Yes. They'll take you and beat you. So, people left behind, we can afford it. If people are left behind, we can afford it. We don't need to rescue anybody. If people helped the states at some point. They helped us. That's how America works. People help us. We sacrifice them. It's a big sacrifice. We're sacrificing 50 lives. We sacrifice 100 lives. 4 Americans died. Who gives a shit? Who cares? We pretend that we care. Only the family cares. And soldiers are trained to care. Soldiers say, you never leave behind not even a bullet. That's what soldiers say. You are accountable for all the weapons. And then the soldiers ask, and what happened? We left behind $1 trillion. Soldiers are trained to think that way, that you cannot be wasteful. But the chief is not a soldier. The chief is there to make different big fat moves that are gonna earn us more in the end. So right now, what's happening? A bunch of soldiers and a bunch of little people like the Proud Boys, and a bunch of groups are upset. They're saying, "No, we lost so much money. We lost, we left behind. No, Biden lost us so much money. Biden, you lost us $1 trillion in Afghanistan." Yes, we dumped it there. It was not a mistake. The superpower America doesn't make mistakes. We dumped all that garbage in the junkyard. That's what we're doing. We can't. How are we gonna deal with all that crap here? It's better and it's easier and it's less costly if we just make new stuff. We don't want to be melting all that metal and recycling all that crap. We just went out there and we just dumped it. That was the way out. That's a big fat move. Dumping all that garbage with all those people that can't say anything and they can't do anything. We threw in a couple of drones to make it seem like it was good equipment. And now all over the news they're reporting America lost. America lost this. Biden lost this. America lost this. Everybody saying that is enemies of Biden. Because Biden made a big fat move that helped America. And now all those reporters, they have a new story. So Biden is creating new jobs. Biden is creating jobs for the reporters so they can eat. Biden is creating jobs for factories so they can build new shit. People are going to stay busy. People are going to make new stuff. And it doesn't matter. We disabled all those things and dumped them with tracking devices and listening devices. But we don't need to listen to them. They're just talking nonsense. They're not up to anything. The Taliban, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all those people, they can't hurt America. They never have. What happened? We got hit, the towers and the airplanes. That was cheap. A month later, we build it back up. We can afford it. We can afford a couple more towers get dropped. The only thing is that heart-loving Americans don't want to see that, so they get butt hurt when they see the towers get hit. So people get upset and they say, "Oh, we got hit. Oh, we got hit." That's what they're saying. And so people say, "Oh man, look at that! They just hit us. Look at that! They just hit America. We can't let them do that to us. We gotta hit them back." It doesn't matter. We can afford all those things. The towers, it wasn't expensive at all. It was chump change. Those lives, they're sacrificed. And it means it's called business. America's just business. So we can afford all those pilots. We can afford people get hurt. Yes, the family gets hurt. All those passengers, we can afford it. We're rich. We're a super rich country. What are those Mohammeds, Abdullahs, Omaris, Wal Aisharis? What are they gonna? It's just a couple of clowns. They can't hurt America. It's a little scratch. If anything, we just get richer and move funds around. All those terrorists, all those aircraft, all those things, all those bombings people are trying to do, they can't hurt America. It's just a joke. They don't. Nobody pairs up to the American military. Nobody can match to it. The only rival that people say, China. They can't. We keep China alive. We are China's oxygen tank. China's alive because of us. If not, they would live like Afghanis. But we keep them. We throw out a couple bucks. We give a couple bucks to China, and they do okay. But that's because we're supporting China. We buy some other shit. We buy some other shoes, and we buy a couple printers, some clothes. They build a couple cars or a couple parts, a few gadgets, phones, iPads, in mass amounts, and then they do all right. They can get some rice. So we're boosting China. Russia, it's only one. Putin, it's only one guy. We have, how many presidents do we have? To show how rich we are. We have Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton. We have 5 presidents. We have everything in large quantities. Putin is only one. Xi Jinping is only one. Kim is only one guy. They're all separate, broke, little countries. They don't want to make a move against us. Aside from our 5 presidents, we have kings. We have queens. So we run the earth. So that move, we only used Afghanistan as a recycling center. We dumped all that garbage there. We didn't do it in the better countries. We're not going to go to Russia and dump all our shit there. It's a nice country. And it's an upcoming country too. Those are nice places. Afghanistan is a dumpster. So we went there and we dumped all their bullshit. And it doesn't matter. Of course, there's a couple angry guys there who don't like America, and they try to do something about it. They're, oh, okay, we're going to move to America. And then what are people afraid? Oh, we have a lot of Talibans and we have those terrorist groups in America. We don't. What are they going to do? They're going to get on another airplane and run another tower? We can afford it. We can afford a bunch of that stuff. It's pocket change. It's garbage. It's just a little scratch. America's a superpower. That was a good move. Now Biden created big fat jobs. That's a sharp move. Afghanistan is our trash can. We dumped all our shit there. We don't do that anywhere else because other countries, that is one of the least, that country is backwards. People there still dress like Jesus, and they haven't moved from those times. So they don't even shave. They have all these crazy beliefs. They're so way back that they don't even want to shave. They don't even shave. They don't shave and shower. They take a shit and they don't clean themselves properly. So those Afghans, they smell like shit. They smell like homeless people. Stinky bastards. So we just dumped all our shit in their property. And that's how it is. America rich always.